Hello, beautiful humans, and welcome to episode 4 of Your Success Journey. And welcome to the Self Growth Lab, spreading hope and inspiration for your transformation so that you can live the life of your dreams. Just a quick recap on episode 3. We looked at step 3, and this is all about self awareness and acceptance. Self awareness, just getting to know ourselves better. To start noticing, the way that we're thinking, feeling, behaving, and what can we do to change that. And then also acceptance. Instead of fighting against ourselves, fighting against where we are at the moment, we kind of just have this quiet surrender and acceptance. I am where I am. It is what it is. It's okay. I can make changes now moving forward if I just kind of accept it and stop fighting against everything. It's a very powerful lesson. We also looked at the power of being present and how important it is to try and catch yourself throughout the day and just bring yourself into the present moment, because it's from this present moment that we can make better choices. We step out of the automatic ways that we've been behaving throughout the day. So those moments where we just pause and just reflect on, how am I thinking? What am I feeling? And what am I feeling? And how am I thinking? And how's this driving my behavior? How's it making me act in the world? Then we can make choices to change that little bit every day. We also looked at how wonderful it is when we are just in the present moment to really appreciate and give thanks for everything that's around us. Look for the good things that is around us, like just appreciating the sun warming your skin, or tasting your meal and just savoring it and just be fully present while we're eating. Even just noticing an animal or a child, just being curious and appreciating how they're learning and discovering things about the world. And even walking in nature. I mean, that's an amazing way to be present. So these are all attributes or all things that help us to find that more relaxed, calm state. And when we're more calm, we tend to think better. And gratitude or thankfulness is a really, really powerful tool, appreciation as well. So these are little ideas to help us along our journey to creating our dream life. And then we looked at a tool called Daily Reflection. If you're not familiar with that, that's where every night or once a week, up to you, you sit and just reflect on what have you been thinking, feeling, behaving throughout the day. Do you owe anyone an apology? What can you do better tomorrow? And so forth. And I did lay out some little exercises in the workbook that I've created as well. We also realized that when we are having more negative behaviors and thoughts and feelings, like maybe we're complaining in our heads, or we're gossiping, or we're judging not only others but ourselves as well, and we are just kind of looking for fault in life around us instead of looking for solutions. When we are behaving and thinking and feeling like that, we're actually robbing ourselves of that time and energy that we could be using to rather be building our dream life. So that's quite an amazing thing when we learn to start paying attention to what's happening in here, and then asking ourselves, is this helpful? Is this serving me? Are these thoughts going to get me to where I want to be? Or am I just following a pattern that I've learned from other people, such as judging, complaining, gossiping, and all of those things? I also asked you to rate yourself honestly on the wheel of life, just to get an idea of where you're at and where you can make these improvements. It was not about judging yourself or being nasty to yourself or harsh with yourself. It's just to get a starting point. So a high five and well done for doing that. I know it's not always easy to look in the mirror and be like, yo, I've got like a 2 out of 10 in my finances. That sucks. But you know what? Now you know where you are. So now you can improve that rating out of 10. So step 4 now is called Design Your Dream Life. And I know you have done an exercise, the vision exercise, a life vision exercise, over the last couple of weeks. And I hope it's still going strong and it's feeling more and more real to you. But we're going to expand on that. We're just going to go a little bit bigger. So this is quite a fun step. What I want you all to do is just get up and dance. If you can't get up and dance, then shake your arms about, but just get some energy going in your system, and then we're going to continue with the steps. So let's get up and get active. Okay, so just shake it out, loosen your shoulders a bit, Just loosen up your body. Put a song on if you don't like the one that I'm going to play over here. And just dance for about 30 seconds to 2 minutes, just until you feel really, really good in your body. Or just waving your arms about, like I said, rubbing your hands together, doing something to get the energy flowing. Okay, and then just keep it up, have fun with this, like make sure it's your favorite song, and you're going to get in a really, really good state. So keep going. Just press pause and then come back. Okay, I hope you're feeling energized and ready for this quick exercise. So just grab a pen and paper quickly, and I want you to just sit down. You can rub your hands together for a few seconds again, just to keep that energy going, and then try this exercise. So write down your dream life, expand on what you've already been thinking about, pretend you have all the money in the world. Money is not an issue, and just let it all flow from your heart. I think you might see a bit more of an expansion when you're redoing this, now that you're in this lovely state. Because remember, when we feel better, we do better, right? So just press pause and then take your time and just sit and write all of that out. Let's let it flow. Like, this is what I'm doing with my time. This is who I'm helping, or this is my ideal job, and this is the perfect career for me. And just write it down. Where am I living? How do I feel there? Who am I hanging out with? What car am I driving? Or am I driving a bicycle? Whatever your heart wants, just let it all flow out. Okay, I think you're feeling on top of the world right now, right? So if you look at the top of this diagram, this is the top part of the Wheel of Life tool that we're going to be using throughout our transformation. And at the top left, you'll see there's a block that says purpose. Then you've got vision, and then you've got mission. So you've done your vision already. You've done your overall life vision. This is where you headed. And now we're going to just give a bit of thought to, what is my purpose? This is quite a deep question, and not everybody knows it straight away. Some people know when they're young what they want to do in the world. Some people find out when they're 50. Look at the KFC founder. I think he only founded KFC when he was 66 or somewhere around that age. So it's different for everybody. But it's nice just to do this part of the exercise and have it with you and question if you don't know what your purpose is. You can just ask yourself on a daily basis, what is my true purpose? What do I want to do in the world? And its purpose is really all about, why am I here, and what is my desired impact? So that's really something nice to think about. And you can, again, let your imagination run wild with it. Be patient with yourself if you don't know what it is. Trust me, it will come to you. All right. Never in a million years did I think I would do life coaching and help other people, or try and help other people anyway. So yeah, it will come at a time maybe when you don't even expect it. And then on the far right is your mission. So your mission is really about, how am I going to carry out my life vision daily? How am I going to do these things? And here's an example I'm going to put up for you, and just have a look at that example. And then you can just use that as a guiding light to help you design your own. And then your task for this week is to have a look at the life segments where you rated yourself. So if, for example, you rated yourself like a 3 out of 10 for self-growth, what would you like over the next year to see? So we're going to do a year vision, right? So in a year's time, I'd like to have a 5 out of 10 in my self-growth area. And this is quite important because it's going to give our brain a target to work towards. So do that with each of the segments and get an overall feel for what that looks like to you. And what you can actually do if you want is you can just sit and make a little mini vision and mission for each of these areas. I'll send you a little example of that in the workbook, or you can just do a bit of research on that. But yeah, you want to do a nice little picture of, what does my health and fitness look like over the next year? What do my studies and career look like over the next year? My family life, and so on. Where do I want to make those improvements? And then some of it will tie back to your overall life vision, right? Because if you, for example, want to be a doctor, that's your overall life vision, and you want to live in a nice house and you want to live in Sandton City in Joburg, I don't know, then you would need to have time for studies to become a doctor. So you would need to improve that area. You would need the finances for that kind of a lifestyle. So you would look at investments and things like that. And obviously, like, your health would be important, that type of a thing, to maintain that kind of a career. So it all will kind of tie back, or most of it will tie back to your overall life vision. Is what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis going to get me from where I am to where I want to be? So that will be your task for this week, and have fun with it again. Just like let your imagination run and see how it all links together. So rate yourself a new rating for the next year, in each area. Where would you like to improve to? And please, if you feel like you're not certain of a few things, you're welcome to drop a comment and just ask a question if you are struggling, or if you don't understand something that I've said. So yeah, you're welcome just to pop a question. So then my suggestion is to keep going with the Bob exercise. Watch your Bob, keep that little notepad, and also your daily self-reflections. A great idea, I think I did mention it, was you can journal it as well. In the beginning, it does help to write things down, like what's happening up here. Write it down. It helps us to make more sense of it. And then when we go into step 5, the next step, we're going to take all this information. I'm going to show you what you can do with it. So we're going to use the thought awareness, Bob exercise, the daily reflection, what you've uncovered, where you're making changes and things like that, as well as your ratings for the wheel of life. And then in step 5, we're going to make it all mesh. So exciting times ahead. And this is really going to help you to start making some real changes in the real world. And that's what it's all about. It's these small little shifts daily that help us to make great change in our lives in a period of time, or over time. I hope you have an amazing week further. Thanks for listening. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here for yourself, and for giving yourself the opportunity to grow some more in your own journey. We'll also put the link in the comments if you would like to purchase the workbook. Chapter 3 will be in there this week. Yeah. Happy creating, and look forward to seeing you all soon.